Thinking about writing an ebook to make some extra money? A few years back, I was in the same spot as you, trying to figure out whether or not I should write a book. After all, it takes a lot of time to write something and sell it. Anyone who says otherwise is definitely trying to sell you something. In this video, I'm gonna share with you my entire process for writing and selling an ebook, including how I outsource some of the work and the tools that I use. But first, I want to take a look at the sales of every single one of my ebooks so you know what to expect. Let's do this. So the next thing I'm going to do is take you inside my dashboard for a platform called Selz. That's selz.com. This is a tool I use to sell some of my ebooks. And the thing that I like about Selz is that you can sell ebooks on here for free, and the company only collects a small fee when you actually make a sale. Basically, you update your ebook in a PDF file, create a sales page for it, and then sell it all inside Selz. You set this up so that you can get the sales deposited directly into your checking account too. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Selz in any way. This is just what I've used, and it's easy to set up, so I'm gonna share it with you. Okay, let's look at the all-time sales of the different books I've tried to sell on here, and I'll talk about each book and then tell you why some sell better than others after. Okay, so here we are inside my Selz dashboard. And again, this is the platform that I'm using to sell my ebooks through. And not all of these are ebooks. I won't talk about all of them. You know, I've tried all sorts of different things to sell online over the years, but we'll walk through the ebook specifically, and I'll tell you a little bit about them too. So the first one, going from left here to right, Food Truck Formula, that was essentially a book on the topic of growing a food truck business and booking gigs. So you can see I only sold 29 of those, and I was selling them for $7. And I'll go over the total revenue after this. For some reason, Selz doesn't have their total revenue number listed here. It just has the price, number of units sold here, and then the name of the product. The next one, How to Build a Food Truck. I sold 646 of those at $7 a piece. That was, about how to build a food truck. I don't sell that one anymore. And the reason why is because every food truck build is quite a bit different. And for that reason, I just decided not to sell it anymore, just because people had a lot of questions about it. So I just thought I wouldn't sell that one anymore, and I just kind of paused it. I've got another one here, Vending Machine Empire, right below it. Sold 92 of those at $7 a pop. Let's see. And then I've got your first 365 days on a food truck. Sold 2,215 units of those at $14 a piece. So you can see I've sold a lot more of that one than any other book in here. And then I've also got your first 365 days on a hot dog cart. 72 of those, $14 a piece. And then I'm just going to go real quick into my other one. And as you can see, I've got a book called Food Business Secrets. This is on a different platform called Kajabi. $14 a piece. I've sold 137 of those and made a net revenue of $1,890. And I did add all this up for you so you can see what each one of these products sold for total all time. You can see my your first 365 days on a food truck has sold over $31,000 in sales, and my total ebook sales down here at the bottom, right there where the cursor is, $39,277. So at this point, you've seen the ebooks I've written and the sales. Now let's talk about how to apply this information to your situation. First, I just want to stress that if you are selling low ticket items like a book priced between $7 and $27, you probably won't be able to make a full-time income from just one book. Don't get me wrong, it is possible to do, but you'll need to generate a ton of sales to make that happen. Still, I like ebooks because they're simple to make and they're pretty passive once you actually get them out into the world. Second, I want you to think about how broad the appeal of your book is going to have. Some book topic ideas you might be only interesting to a very small subset of people. As you can see, I've got my book on starting a food truck business that has made over $31,000 in total sales. but my book about starting a vending machine business has made less than $1,000, and that's been out for years. Now, this kind of makes sense because starting a food truck business is a lot more popular. There are TV shows like The Great Food Truck Race about this type of business. When's the last time you saw a TV show about vending machines? That would be pretty boring. Now, before you decide to write a book, take a step back and try to figure out whether or not there's enough people that actually want to read it. Otherwise, you're not going to make many sales. A simple way to gauge demand for a topic is just to see if there's already books selling well on Amazon. If you can't find the book topic that you want to write about on Amazon right now, it's probably because it's too obscure of a topic for anyone to want to read, or at least enough people to want to read. Don't overthink it either. The most popular book topics are literally right in front of you. I mean, how many cookbooks do you probably have? There are thousands of books about investing, the stock market, making money published every single year. And there are thousands more about fitness, exercise, religion, and romance too. In the next few minutes, I'm going to try to walk you through my entire ebook creation process from start to finish so you can get started quickly. I'm going to try to condense this entire process into only 4 steps. I'm gonna hit on all the main steps you need to create an ebook, and I should point out that this is how I sell my ebooks. If you want to sell a book on Amazon, you're gonna need a little different approach than the one I explain here, but the basics, they still apply. Step 1, you're gonna wanna come up with a book topic and a title. Try to pick a topic that is gonna be interesting to a specific group of people. So step 2, you're gonna create an outline of the book inside of Google Docs. I always start with an outline of each chapter of my book first, and then I start writing each chapter one by one. My big tip for you on this, do your best, but don't worry about perfection with these. Give yourself a time limit goal to write your book. For example, I usually do something like committing to writing 1 chapter every 2 days. This is going to keep you on track and continually moving forward with the book. Step number 3, after I've written the book on a Google Doc, I go to Fiverr.com to have someone format my book and design my book cover for me. I typically get my books published in PDF format only, since I only sell mine online. I'll include links to specific people on Fiverr I've hired in the video description below this, but you can get someone to complete this work for $100 all the way up to $1,000, depending on how professional you want the book to look. In my experience though, you can get something that looks pretty good for a couple $100. Of course, you could do this all yourself using a tool like Canva, but I always outsource the work, so that's what I'm gonna suggest you do too. Finally, step number 4, at this point, you'll have your ebook completed and delivered to you. Now it's time to sell it. You can either upload your book to sells.com, that's free to join, or you could join something like kajabi.com, which is a paid service, and then start selling it. Make sure you spend time on the description of your book and getting a good cover made, because this is going to increase your sales once you get it out. Obviously, we could spend a month going through each little detail of writing and launching an ebook, but if you follow these steps and do some Google searching when you need it, you're going to be in good shape. And if this is your first book, try to have some fun with the process, accept that you're going to make a few mistakes along the way and are going to, there are going to be some hiccups. Finally, don't put too much pressure on yourself with this first launch. As you can see, I have like half a dozen books that have sold thousands of copies, and then I've got other books that have like 2 or 3 sales per year. If you fail on one ebook that you write, it's really not that big of a deal. But I assure you, if you dive into this process, take it one step at a time, and start putting words into a document, you're gonna be able to get this done. After you get the book written, published, and uploaded for sale, the next challenge you'll face is getting sales for the book, but that's the topic for another video. So let me know what your book idea is. If you let me know the topic in the comments below, I'd be happy to share my feedback and give you any pointers that I have learned over the years. If you got value out of this, please like and subscribe to the video, and we will see you next time.